What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Powered by Primus, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing off gameplay from our Heroes Rise tournament. We're going to have Eric on the left side of the screen who's going to be running Metroplex, and then we do have Wes on the right side of the screen who's going to be running Superion. Now, this is going to be in our top 4 match, and it does look like Wes did win the die roll, and we're debating currently who's going to be starting off first for the turn. It looks like he's going to be putting his deck down, so he's going to be putting Eric on going first. Eric's going to be flipping for the turn to get into bot mode and sending his attack. Obviously going to have to go into the Brave character on the Superion side of things. I believe that is Fireflight. Flipping some pretty basics, and it looked like Eric almost hit his trigger on just that alone, getting in for a pretty good amount of damage, getting into that Brave character. Now, Wes is going to be able to kind of go all in here on this Metroplex, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of damage he does get to put out. The one advantage here for Eric on this side is going to be the fact that he does only really get to get hit by a bunch of little characters, so he's just not going to be taking that much damage. I do like the giant die that they're going to be using there for the damage. Now, Wes did flip Silver Bolt there, which is going to do 1 damage to the Metroplex. And it looks like he's also going to be aiming a marksman at him as well. Now, I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of editing with these videos just because I want to try to crank them out for you guys to be able to watch. I did want to start with something in the top 4, though, and then I'll kind of show you guys some other rounds as well as the grand final. So we're going to have some really, really interesting stuff. I'm also using a new microphone, so let me know down in the comment section below what you guys do think about the quality of the mic. These are going to be the new microphones that we're going to be using for our podcast as well. They sound super amazing. I love them. So, all right, Wes is going to be getting in here for, a decent amount of damage. Looks like Eric's not flipping very well on defense, so he's going to kind of get pinged here a little bit over and over. Looks like Wes is also flipping an orange there on attack, which is pretty nice for him. Eric's going to be getting a blue on defense, so it's going to take him up to 7 damage in total. And then Firefly getting in there for probably going to be 0 just because Metroplex does have 1 base defense, and it looks like he is taking 1 base from the attack, so not going to be taking anything. It looks like going to be a really nice reset here for Eric being able to untap with only having 7 damage. The other big benefit to the way that this combat system did go down is it did let Eric see a lot of cards when it came to those green battle icons, most likely being able to get either the backup beam, or if he did want to happen to get an escape route, other ways to be able to flip this Metroplex. And then we did see Wes did get to flip a few greens there himself, including some enigmas, so he's going to be able to pick up some of that stuff because that's going to be very relevant late game when it comes to the battle. All right, so it looks like Eric's going to be going here for that escape route that does allow him to flip, bring out this slammer here, and then be able to use a basic flip for the turn to put Metroplex back into bot mode if he does want. This slammer coming into play is really nice actually here for him because he does get to put 1 damage on each aerial bot. So essentially that slammer coming into play is going to be doing 5 damage, which is a really, really nice amount. The one thing that's really interesting when it comes to looking at this matchup is that this is actually pretty favored towards Eric with the Metroplex deck. Now, it does also help that Eric is probably the greatest Metroplex player around, but he is very good at being able to take down these smaller, wider teams because of being able to tap them down, get a lot of damage here and there. We're going to see he's going for a power punch here and hopefully going for the tap down. Wes did flip pretty decent here on defense, so this is going to be really nice. Eric does need to show 1 more orange here. Looks like he did get the trigger. There is 2 oranges, 2 whites, and 2 blues, so he's going to be able to put 1 damage on each character. Again, that is going to be 10 direct damage that he was able to get off of that ability and off of bringing out Slammer, which is an insane amount of damage to be able to get on a Superion. Now, with that attack, again, having to go into the Brave character, which is really good here for Wes, that does make him be able to soak up that attack, essentially, because that was a pretty big hit. So it was really nice that he only got to use a couple of points of damage onto the little character, and then obviously he did get all tapped down, so this does allow Slammer to attack into anybody he wants. He's going to be getting in here for 5, and it looks like we're going to be flipping 3 on defense. It's going to be getting in a total of 2 damage, and it looks like he did send that into the air raid. Air Raid is definitely going to be one of the bigger threats when it comes to this, just because he does have the ability to, whenever he damages a character, he gets to break an upgrade from that character. We do know that in Eric's list, he has a couple of really important upgrades that he wants to try to keep around, whether that's a kinetic whip or a few of the other different cards that he does have. So being able to get rid of that character that essentially has a built-in ramming speed or vaporize is pretty nice. Wes going through his cards here, looking, he has 2 Enigmas in hand, which is a little unfortunate. Obviously, you only really want to have one of those. He's going to be flipping Alpha Bravo here, which is going to be able to get in for pretty big Pierce here. Alpha Bravo does a built-in +3, or built Pierce 3, and then the Energon Axe is going to be able to give him an additional Pierce 2, so that it is going to be 5 Pierce 5 getting in here, which is a really, really awesome amount of damage. I don't know who he's going to be sending it into. I would imagine he's probably going into Metroplex. Obviously, he is your biggest threat here. You really want to try to take him down, but this could easily be just an easy KO on the Slammer as well to kind of get that out of his way. So we're going to see who he did indeed fact attack here. All right, so it looks like he did send it into Slammer, which sent him packing. Obviously, Slammer only has 3 health, so obviously that Pierce 5 is going to be more than enough to be able to get the job done. Looks like, looking at Eric's hand here, he's got some pretty nice stuff in his hand. I don't think he has a way of being able to flip Metroplex to deploy a bot and get back to bot mode, but he does have a way to be able to flip into the alt mode, which is going to be able to deploy a little character as well. So going to see here if he does try to just go for that raw transform, or if he does try to go for some other stuff. He does, oh, nope, I lied. Didn't see the escape route there. He does have the escape route, which is going to allow him to transform, bring out a character. Looks like he's going to bring out Scamper and then get back to bot mode. Going for that backup beam does give him bold 2, and then obviously with that Scamper, I believe he does get an additional bold 1. So he does have a lot of cards he gets to flip here. We do see a white battle icon here, so he does get 5 more cards. You can see Wes is really hoping that there are no more blues coming in. But like I said, he does have 5 more cards to flip here on defense, and he does just need 2 blue battle icons, because we are seeing obviously 3 oranges and 2 whites there. So all he does is need to get 2 blues to be able to get that ability to proc. All right, looks like they are double checking all the cards he does get to flip. There is the double blue right off the top of the deck. So that is going to proc the ability. You can definitely tell Wes is a little frustrated there, because that, again, is another 4 damage. So it's essentially 14 direct damage that Eric has dealt between those 2 abilities. Procking Metroplex is ridiculously awesome in these wider matchups, because it just comes out to so much damage, and that's one thing that Superion really needs, is to be able to have a pretty good amount of health when he does combine to be able to finish the game out. Now with that Metroplex swing as well going into the Alpha Bravo, that is also going to send Alpha Bravo to the KO area, so there's going to be another 5 more damage that you're going to be tacking on to Superion. So it looks like Wes is going to be going and getting rid of one of those Enigmas to pick up the sparring gear. It's going to be able to give him that tough 2 here. It might be really relevant to stave off this big damage from Metroplex, and now Scamper is going to be able to get in. Looks like he's getting in for 4 damage. Flipping some pretty decent blues there on defense. He's going to take some damage to that air raid, and this is going to allow the reset and send this back over to Wes for the turn. Now you guys can kind of see in the bottom right there are new little Primus tokens. I'm going to be showing those off here soon. We are going to be doing some damage tokens as well as some other things, so look forward to that. It's going to be pretty fun, but you guys get to get a small little glimpse of something down there in the bottom right. So it does look like Wes is transforming a character in the KO area, most likely. Just to try to helpfully get to that Superion. Obviously, it's going to be the end goal. The Aerialbots are really good when it comes to the little bits, but you really want to try to combine to be able to get Superion. The direct damage is really important. The Pierce 3 is really important. The Tough 2 can be really important. Superion as a character is phenomenal, so it's definitely trying to get to that character as safely as possible. So it looks like Wes here is pondering if he wants to go with the sparring gear. He might also be pondering the laser cutlass, which is in his hand, just for another Pierce 3 here. I can't quite see really what actions he's got going on. Okay, so he's actually going with the javelin. The javelin's going to give him that 2 damage. Obviously, when attacking with a ranged character, I believe 4 of the Aerialbots are indeed fact range, and then I know Alpha Bravo is a specialist, so you are going to be able to get quite a bit of fodder here, or able stuff to shoot. It does look like Wes is trying to figure out which is his best scenario to go into. Unfortunately, he has a very, very, very steep hill to climb here. That Metroplex only having 7 damage on him is really, really nice. Even sending that javelin towards him is just not really pushing that much damage, and especially since Metroplex gets to go and kind of do his thing here. It'll be interesting to see who he does choose he wants to attack to. So it looks like Wes is now doing his transform in the KO area. Nope, looks like he's decided he's going to transform Air Raid. Again, Air Raid, we talked about it. It does have that built-in ramming speed or vaporize, and then he's probably trying to just set that up as best as possible. Looks like Wes is debating here who he does want to send this javelin into. All right, so it does look like he is trying to attach that javelin over to Air Raid instead. I'm guessing that's what's going down. All right, so it looks like that is the play, and he is going to be attacking with Air Raid. He's going to be sending the 2 damage, it looks like, into Scamper. Still debating here. It is actually a really difficult question because, like, you don't know if you want to kind of pick off the little guy or help you pick off the little guy, and then that way you can kind of focus more on Metroplex, or if you want to put the damage into Metroplex to try to get him off the table sooner. So I can kind of understand a little bit of the ponder there. Looks like he does choose to send it over to Metroplex, and he is going to be getting in here for 4, and then looks like Metroplex is going to be blocking for 3, so he is going to be hitting him for that 1 damage, which again can be relevant because he did get to break that backup beam with attacking there. So it did work out really well for Wes there. Obviously, he did get to remove Bold 2 from Metroplex, which can be very relevant, especially since we're most likely going to be seeing Metroplex attacking here. It looks like he just got an escape route and, off the top of the deck, which allows him to bring out that 3rd character to be able to get an additional bolt. He also does have rollout if he does want to go that route. Looks like he is going with the escape route, does bring out the 6-gun and then transforms him back. The one thing about the Metroplex deck is I believe it has 9 ways of transforming within the deck, so it constantly is getting those ways to being able to transform Metroplex. It's one thing that makes Metroplex really powerful. Actually, he has a lot of ways to be able to deploy the little characters versus like Triptychon, where he has to have the green battle icon card to do so. So it looks like he's debating if he wants to go with the grenade launcher here. Looks like he is choosing not to play the grenade launcher. He's going to be getting in. Now, whoever he does attack, which is obviously going to have to be this Air Raid, the 6-gun will do 1 damage, so it looks like he's going to back that out. He knows kind of what he wants to do here, so he's going to be sending the Scamper in for 3 damage. And since Air Raid does have 0 defense, that 1 was just enough to be able to get the job done and send him packing. And that does leave Wes with 2 characters here. So that means that Metroplex is going to be able to attack pretty much whoever he wants when it does come back to his sequence, which is going to be really nice. But again, Eric was probably holding off there because you don't want to play a grenade launcher and kind of waste it, or just attack with a Metroplex and kind of waste the swing as well. He definitely wants to try to leave it open so he can spend Metroplex's big swing into a character he needs to take off the table. So Wes does have some pretty good stuff in his hand. I saw that he did just pick up a Bigger They Are, which can be really relevant for getting that Pierce 4 on a Metroplex. He definitely wants to try to get as much damage in there as he can when he does get the chance to. He does have Noble's Blaster, not going to be able to get the Pierce 2 off of it, but the +2 for a weapon side might be really relevant. I would also imagine he's pondering on the sparring gear to get that tough 2 to hopefully prevent some damage when it does come in. The thing that he could do is put that sparring gear on his Skydive, and then now we're looking at tough 4, which is a lot of defense to be able to flip, so it's pretty nice. So we're going to see what he goes with. It looks like he is going for the Noble's Blaster here on Silverbolt, and most likely going to be sending Silverbolt in, I would imagine, at this point. He might totally just kind of back off a little bit. Looks like he's pondering a little bit in the tank. Again, this is a pretty big uphill fight that Wes is going to have to go for. All right, looks like he is kind of going all in here. He's going to play the Bigger They Are just so he can get the +2, and he is going to be attacking. So this is going to be getting in for a pretty good amount of damage. It looks like with the defensive flip here, it still might be enough. Nope, it looks like he's going to be able to survive at 2 health. Wow, that's actually really, really important there. I didn't think he flipped that well on defense. I just didn't do my math quick enough there. So being able to survive with a couple health here is kind of unfortunate for Wes. He really needed to take it down. This is pretty much the nail in the coffin for it, is what I would say. You can definitely tell by Wes's posture and some of the other stuff. He totally knows he's in the same boat, but once he does get to go to sideboard, Wes is going to have a way better chance to be able to fight this Metroplex. Obviously, the deck is primed way more for wider teams and, being able to stave off a lot of damage. This was kind of my point here, talking about holding back that grenade launcher. He did play the grenade launcher here. He's going to be able to get in for the extra bit of bold. Now, he did flip 6-gun so he can get the bold for the turn. Obviously, that is going to get the proc. It's going to be enough damage to definitely take out the Silverbolt as well. Now that does leave, I believe, 3 health left. So even if Wes does transform, this is pretty much going to be a reset, and we're definitely going to be sending us into game 2, but we'll see what happens with the rest of it. 6-gun getting in here, flipped a couple of blues. Really nice for Wes here, because that means he's going to be taking no damage, especially since I think we're seeing the defensive flip already there with 3 blues before even getting to the tough. Eric deciding not to cut, flipping 2 more cards, getting in for more than enough on defense here. Oh, looks like there was a dropped card. Potentially, oh, nope, a damage counter. So it looks like Wes is debating here if he wants to pick any of those up. He says no, don't need to worry about it. We do get the straighten here. I would imagine that Wes is probably going to be transforming for this turn. The really cool part about being able to transform this turn is he's going to be able to get Scamper off the table with just being able to use the transform ability, and that is when he combines, he gets to deal 3 damage to a character. Looks like he's pointing that to that Scamper. That's going to get him off the table, which is really nice for having to go into it. And then he does get a swing here, most likely into the Metroplex. He might send it into the 6-gun, but I think he's going to have to really start focusing on that Metroplex at this point, especially since now he essentially is 1 character, so every time he gets to untap, they're going to be untapping, and Wes is going to be able to hit whoever he wants, though this is kind of where he's going to have to try to win the race and trying to go into Metroplex as hard and as fast as he can. Now he does still have the upgrade for the turn. Well, bam. So now he does have a built-in tough 4, which is actually really nice. Now, even if Metroplex does proc, it will essentially tap him down, but since he gets to swing first, he'll already be tapped. So he does take 1 damage. So it might just come down to multiple triggers. It looks like Wes is deciding what he wants to do here, and he is going to be sending him into 6-gun. Now, this is going to be Pierce 3. That's definitely going to get through, but I believe Superion is going to have enough, but this might leave Scamper alive. I'm sorry, 6-gun alive. All right. Oh, no, I guess it was enough to take him off the table. So, all right. So that does get him off the table. Sending that 6 in there, I thought he was going to be able to make it. Really good for Wes that it did pan out that way. Now he is tapping his center card, so that does show that the character is tapped. It's really hard to obviously tap some of those big combiners, so this is something that we do, is tap one of the parts or an arm or a leg, whatever the case is, just so you indicate that the character is tapped. Now it looks like it's back to Eric's turn. He does have a backup beam, which is really nice for him. There's obviously no more characters to be able to deploy, so any cards such as like the rollout, escape routes, and all that aren't going to be really giving him a huge benefit. So I'm imagining he's just going to go for the backup beam here and kind of go for a swing. So there is the backup beam, and it looks like he's pondering on that fog, and I agree. I don't think it's the right time to play the Fog of War, so he is going to be getting in here for pretty good amount of damage. We're looking at 8 already. Yep, so going to be getting in for 8. There's a lot of tough on that side of the table, so it looks like they put enough of the damage counters on there. He's going to be taking 1 from his ability, and then obviously going to be checking out defensive here, and it looks like Wes is going to be blocking all of it. So he did, in fact, block all of it. Again, that's what I was kind of saying. It might come down to some of these triggers here. Wes is definitely going to have to try to close the door as fast as he can. Now, we'll say he actually is in a way better position in this current situation. He is sitting at 25 damage, and I believe that Superion does have 37. If I can remember correctly, it might be 39 as well. So he might actually find himself in a pretty good spot. Going for the security checkpoint here because he doesn't have any actions or upgrades in his hand. He's trying to clear some stuff out. We did see play the blaster there so he can get the bolt 1, and then obviously Eric doesn't have any upgrades, so he doesn't have to worry about scrapping anything. This does put Eric in a little bit of a weird spot with those cards in his hand, actually getting that bold. I believe he has bolt 2 though on him, just because he did have the weapon as well that gives him bolt, but it's all right. Getting in here for a pretty basic attack of 6. It looks like he did block a couple, but did take a few points of damage. Eric's going to be going through his scrap pile here, kind of looking to see probably what pips he does have left in the deck. One thing that Eric is ridiculously good at is knowing if he's going to be able to proc his ability or not. He might also be looking for a specific weapon to see if there's a potential he's going to get it. Looks like he's going to be getting in here for a really good attack, getting that bolt too. So it looks like we are seeing the ability as well go off. So that is going to get 1 direct damage on there. And he's going to be getting in here for, it looks like, 9 damage. 9 damage, and he is going to be able to finish it out there. No. All right, so it looks like Wes did choose for Eric to go first. He is going to be flipping over into bot mode, and then he is going to be attacking in here. Obviously going back again into that Fireflight, which does have access to the bolt. Oh man, almost hitting that proc again, just even on first attack there. Going to be getting for pretty good points of damage here. Looks like Wes did bring in some calculated strikes and some piercing blasters. I do not know if I saw them in game 1 at all, so going to be able to help him get a lot of that pierce in there, as well as just getting the extra buff when he needs to, because he needs to make sure that he's taking out those little characters if he is going to be attacking into them. Having them survive is a very, very bad thing. I do believe that Eric also did pick up an escape route there. Looks like Wes is going to be transforming Silverbolt turn 1 to be able to get that 1 damage onto Metroplex. Can't get that he's pondering here, but it looks like he is going to be going for an Energon Axe and then getting back in here. That is going to be 4 Pierce 2 going through the door. We'll see if he gets any black battle icons. It looks like he did not. So that is just going to be that 4 Pierce 2 getting in here. It looks like he did flip 3, so we're going to be able to still get that Pierce in no matter what. Now we do have Skydive going in next, not flipping any black battle icons either. And then we do have Silverbolt getting in here now. Looks like Eric is picking up the backup beam from that combat. And it looks like Silverbolt's going to be getting in here for 3 damage. He is going to be taking 2 damage from that, I believe. So that is going to get him a couple of points of damage. Looks like he is debating if he wants to pick up this escape route. Looks like he is going to be most likely chucking that espionage in his hand. He's also pondering, it looks like, the backup beam if he does want to get rid of that. Looks like he is choosing to let it go. All right, we do have Air Raid getting in here now. Who's going to be getting in, flipping a blue, a white, looks like another white, and then there is a black battle icon. So getting in for at least a couple points, especially since he only did flip 1 on defense. So we are going to be getting in that Pierce 1, and then Alpha Bravo getting in here to see if he gets any more black battle icons. No black battle icons, and Eric did flip really well on defense there, so he's not going to be taking any damage from that combat. The crazy part is also going through so many cards in your first combat. You know what I mean? Like your first round there, they both flipped probably a good, third of their deck at least, which is pretty crazy. So they get to see quite a bit of cards. And we're going to be getting the reset here with Eric being able to draw off the top, getting an improvised shield, not his favorite card to get whatsoever. He's going to be going for that escape route, which is going to be able to transform and bring out Slammer. And that's going to be doing a total of 5 damage across the board. So quite a bit of damage. We talked about it in game 1. It's just crazy being able to get that much direct damage across the characters. All right, so going for a backup beam for his turn. I believe this is pretty close to what we were seeing with game 1. Metroplex is going to be attacking in here with Bold 3 because of Slammer giving Bold 1 as well. They're going to be flipping 2 blues there. Looks like we're going to be going in. There's an orange and a white. All he needs is 1 more white now at this point. And it looks like he did proc the ability. So that is going to be able to do 1 damage to the entire team. Again, 10 direct damage in a single turn. And then he's also going to be attacking for 10 into that Fireflight as well, which is going to most likely be enough to be able to take him down, especially not flipping any defensive cards there. As far as battle icons, obviously flipped an orange and a green, not going to be really that good. So that is going to take down that character. Now this does allow Wes to be able to pick up an Enigma here, which can be pretty relevant. Obviously, again, we saw that it definitely came down to that final fight between Superion and Metroplex. I'd imagine we're going to see that same combat again. So it looks like he's in the process of tapping his cards as well as seeing if he wants to pick one of these cards up. It looks like he might already have an Enigma in hand, so he might just let them both go. He's tapping down all of his characters. It looks like he is choosing to let those go. Slammer is going to be able to get in here. Looks like he's attacking Area again. Going to have quite the same sequence that we did see last time. Getting in for a total of 4 damage. Air Raid only flipping 2 blues. I believe he's going to be taking 2 damage. If my math's right. It's been pretty bad all day, so we'll see what it actually does. All right, hey, look, it was 2 damage, so my math's good. Now we're going to be getting in the untap, and this is going to allow Wes to be able to go. So we're going to see what he does pick up for his draw sequence and what he can kind of try to work with here. He finds himself in pretty much the same position that he was in last game. However, it looks like his hand's in a way better position, so he's got a little more things that he can do. Obviously, this is with sideboarded cards, so that makes things way better. You have a little more targeted card that you get to go after. So it looks like he does have an Espionage in hand. I do see an Enigma, and I can't see what the other 2 cards are. That might be a security checkpoint next to the Espionage. Yep, and then an armed hovercraft is what it looks like is for that fourth mysterious card. Can't quite see, so pretty interesting to see if he wants to go for the security checkpoint here, which might be what his play is. He's going to be transforming air raid. He obviously wants to try to get in damage on that Metroplex. This means I'm going to probably guess, yeah, he's going to go for the armed hovercraft. Does give him +1 attack, and then does do 1 damage to his team. So it's going to be pretty nice. He really wants to try to knock off that that backup beam. It's one thing you definitely do not want to leave around. He did not play any of the other cards in his hand, so he's going to be getting in here for a total of 5, and it looks like he flipped, Eric flipped 3 with those 4. So he is going to be taking 1 damage again, just enough to take off that backup beam. I'm really thinking that we're just playing game 1 here for a second time. I promise you guys, it's definitely a different game. It just goes to show kind of like how these decks are tuned, right? To be honest with you, is that they are designed to work a very specific way. So being able to see it kind of run almost the same exact way a second time just really goes to show the consistency with the lists. I think that's actually pretty cool. Alrighty, so Eric is all shuffled up, offering his deck up. No cuts. We're pretty good in our group. We don't really do a lot of cutting. I would suggest if you are playing in a competitive scene, or if you're playing in a big tournament, I would always suggest that you do cut. Obviously, we play enough with each other here, so sometimes we just don't. Looks like Eric's going to be going for a fight for position, which is a really interesting card in the deck to take out the supercharge for. Pretty interesting stuff there, but he definitely has his reasons for it, and it's for the black battle icon. Now, he is going to be getting in a bold 3 essentially this turn, so he is going to be able to essentially replace the backup beam. We are going to see the ability proc there, so that is going to be able to get 1 damage on each character, tap them all down. Looks like he's also getting in for 9 damage. Back into that air raid, which is obviously going to be enough to probably take down this air raid. Again, though, works out really well for Wes since he was already taking a lot of direct damage, that this is actually the best way for him to take the least amount of damage. So it does work out for him there. Alrighty, tapping down the team does mean that Slammer gets to get in here as well. So I'm going to guess that he's probably going to choose Silverbolt as target. He might also go for Alpha Bravo just because Alpha Bravo does indeed in fact have Pierce on the other side. Either way, he's definitely not going to be sending it into Skydive because Skydive does have built-in Tough 2. So it looks like Eric's going to be getting in here 4-4. Looks like Wes is going to be chucking that Espionage for the Noble's Blaster. That +2 is just pretty nice. He's going to be flipping on defense there. So it looks like it is going to be going into Alpha Bravo. Obviously 5 minus the 3, I believe. So he's going to be taking 2. So just a nice little bit of damage in here. Now we're going to go for the same reset. And we are going to get the untap. The one thing that I don't think we saw this turn was Eric deploy another character. So that is the one thing that is different from game 1. I don't think we saw a character come out there on that turn. All right, so getting some untaps. Wes has himself in a pretty good spot as far as what kind of cards he has in his hand. He's definitely not out of gas. That's one thing that the Aerialbots are really good at, is really just kind of always being consistent, really pushing stuff. The card choices that they have to be able to make their deck really powerful is super good. Looks like he's going for a Noble's Blaster, and then he's going to be playing the security checkpoint to try to get his hand, and it looks like it's going to work out really well for him. Obviously, that is going to leave the 1 escape route in Eric's hand, and that is going to leave, I believe, Espionage in Wes's hand, but that did get rid of a bashing shield and the backup beam, so pretty good there in his favor. He is going to be attacking in here. He does have that +2, so I believe that is 4 damage trying to get in. It's not going to get any damage in just because of those blue battle. He might have, I don't know. I didn't see who he got to attack there, but it looks like no damage got taken because I didn't see any dice move. So was most likely attacked into Metroplex, and Metroplex didn't take anything. So the other thing is that he could have even gone to Slammer. Slammer had base 5, whatever. All right, so it looks like here he's also debating if he wants to go for a fight for position and push the bold and kind of try to do the same thing, which is what you guys are going to see here as Eric is looking at those battle icons. It's one thing I know that I've told you guys before. It's very relevant when it comes to a deck that you are not dealing in one, battle icon color, is always make sure you know what is in your deck that's left. Really cool stuff about this game, that being able to do it. And it looks like he is going to choose to go for the fight for position here. He believes that he can get the ability again, so he is going to be attacking in here. That does again give him bold 3. All right, so we are seeing the orange there. We're seeing the blues there. He needs 2 whites coming off the top. It looks like we're not going to see any whites going in there, but this is going to be a lot of damage attacking in. I believe that is 10 getting in. He is going to survive. You can definitely see a little bit of, you know, a little bit of rage from Eric there. I do believe that leaves him at 1 health, right? That's 7. Yeah, that does leave him at 1 health. Pretty crazy stuff. So the 1 in this game is very real. And I think I did some of the math throughout the tournament on how much it came down to 1 point. And I think it was like 9 times throughout the event that 1 point of damage made or break, you know, the game. It was pretty crazy to see. So I've always told you guys that 1 point is very, very real. Now you guys can see that Wes just did top deck a take cover. Now this does prevent him from taking non-attack damage. Really important stuff, because that could be some serious prevent damage card when it does come down to proccing Metroplex ability. If you can go ahead and do it, boom, block some points of damage. Could be really nice. Oh, excuse me. All right, so it looks like he is going to be attacking in here with Silverbolt. Going to be sending this into Metroplex. It looks like he's going to be getting in for maybe 1 or 2 points. Looks like he's going to be getting in for a total of 2 points is what I believe. Oh, no, 1. He got in for 1 damage. You know, slow and steady wins the race, right? He's doing pretty good. He's blocking pretty well. He's getting in for some damage. You know, Wes definitely finds himself in a way better situation in this game than he definitely did in game 1. Now we're going to be seeing the escape route here, which is most likely to bring out Scamper. Scamper is usually the second character you do bring out. Looks like he's also pondering the 6 gun. So I think the Scamper here is pretty good, especially to be able to flip Scamper and you can break a weapon. Entirely possible for him to do for the turn. You can also leave Metroplex in alt mode just for the +1 defense. So it looks like that might be what his play is. All right, so he does have the Scamper out. I don't know if he's going to go for a flip for the turn. He might also flip Metroplex. Yep, this is what we're seeing is he's flipping Metroplex. So next turn, he has the ability to deploy him as well again. And it looks like we're going to be sending Slammer in here, and he's going to most likely... Oh, he's going to be sending Scamper in, most likely going into Silverbolt. Looks like he is going to be getting in for, Eric's going to be getting in for 3. I can't quite see what was flipped on defense, but I'm guessing, oh, it looks like he took 1. So, oh, maybe we did see a black battle icon for Wes there. So, hey, you know what? Scamper's getting in there for 1 point of damage. He's doing a little bit of something too. He's contributing. All right, Wes top deck a Vaporize. The one thing that's really weird about Eric's list, and it works so well, is that he has very few upgrades that stick around. One of them that we know of is Backup Beam. So cards like Sabotage Armaments and Vaporize just don't really do a whole lot to his list, because most of his stuff goes away anyway between the grenade launchers, power punches, a bunch of stuff like that. So pretty cool to see what it is doing there. All right, so it looks like Wes is going for the combine. He's adding up all his damage counters. So once he combines, he's obviously going to send that 3 damage into the Scamper, which we already saw. That did kick him off the table. So it puts him in the KO area. And then obviously he's going to be able to attack and do whoever he wants. Now he's also going to be able to pick up this Noble's Blaster, which is really nice, which means he's going to be getting in for base 8 damage. So pretty good stuff here. I can't even tell what kind of health he's at with all those little counters out. We got 2, 4, 9, 10, 13, 15, 18, 20, 25. Did I count that right? Oh, nope, 27. 27 is my guess, which would leave him with 12 health. I see 20 up there. Maybe my math's just way off. Okay, yep. Looks like he's at 20 damage. So finds himself in a pretty good spot. All those little damage counters on the bottom, I'm just telling you guys, does not equal 20. So there might have just been a few extras on the side of the table. Who knows? But looks like he's got 20 damage counters on him, which does leave him with 19 health, which is a pretty considerable amount of health here when it comes to this. So we might be able to find ourselves actually going to a game 3. So it looks like Superion's going to be cracking in here to Metroplex. Now, again, that is going to be getting in for 8 damage, which is pretty solid. Looks like he's getting in for 9 damage. Not seeing a whole lot on defense here. Oh, looks like he got 2 on defense, so he's going to be taking 7 really good hits. Going to put him at a total of 18. All right, looks like I'm going to scoop up a bunch of those cards. It looks like Eric is deciding if he wants to pick up this escape route here. I also don't know what's currently in his hand, so it looks like he's getting rid of Debilitating Crystal for it. Pretty good swap there, just because Debilitating Crystal doesn't do a whole lot for him. The other benefit here is that Eric does have the ability to flip Metroplex for the turn and then send one of the little guys in, and then Metro gets to kind of chew on Superion. So this could be a nice little attack here for him. Looks like he also did top deck a work overtime. Now those are both actions for the turn, so he is deciding what he wants to do. If he does play the work overtime though, however, he does get to just straight draw 3. So that might be really, really nice, especially if he does choose to flip the Metroplex and send in one of the little characters. It could be a big, big benefit for him. Looks like that might be what his play is here. All right, so it looks like he is going through a scrap pile to see what he could even possibly draw. Again, really, really smart, making sure that he's not just playing the card blindly, seeing if there's anything even good or worth trying to draw on top of his deck, because he does have a lot of cards in his scrap. Obviously, there's not that many cards left in the deck, so it's really easy to figure out what exactly is left. And again, if it's just worth going for the draw, right? All right. So it looks like there's something is nice in there that he's going to try to go for. So he's going to be able to just straight draw 3 cards. The Kinetic Whip is a pretty solid card. They ran the rollout, which essentially allows to get him bold 4 for the turn. So looks like that might be the play. He looks like he is also debating on if he wants to play the Matrix. Now he does have an upgrade for the turn. He probably doesn't want to show the Kinetic Whip too soon. So this is where exactly I agree. I'd be going for this Matrix. And that is going to be able to give +1. Now him flipping that Scamper does get to break a weapon or armor. He's choosing to get rid of that Noble's Blaster. And then he's going to be sending an attack in here. Now this is going to be getting in for, I believe, 4 damage. I'm pretty sure Scamper on that side has 3 attack. Now, obviously not going to be getting any damage in just because of the way it does work. It does have one white battle icon, so Eric has flipped 2 more. So we're going to get in for 5 currently. So definitely pretty nice stuff. Looks like Wes has quite the defense. So I believe that's 6, 2, 4, 6. That's 8. That's 8 defense. That was a lot of defense. You know what I'm saying? Oh, 1. He did flip a black battle icon card. So that is going to be able to get him in there for Pierce 1. So again, the one advantage to being able to put in that, I don't even know what that Bolt 2 card is called. I said it earlier. But that is give him a black battle icon versus going for the extra Bolt card. So. All right, so it looks like Wes is going to be going in here for a Piercing Blaster. Now, that does give him a base of Pierce 5. Now, there's a Black Battle icon, so that is 6 Pierce 6 going in the door on that Scamper. So, that Scamper is more than getting KO'd. So, really, really nice hit there. And again, though, that Pierce 6, I mean, that's only going to take a few turns. I believe 3, pretty much almost exact to be able to take off this Metroplex. So Eric is going to have to do quite a bit of work to try to finish off this game faster. He essentially gets 3 combats to be able to finish it out. So looks like he's most likely going to play the Kinetic Whip and then go for the rollout. Now that does give him bold 4 because every time he does transform, he gets bold 2. That also allows him to bring out 6 gun, and then when he attacks with Metroplex, he gets to deal 1 damage to a character. So this is going to be quite a bit of damage getting in here. So it looks like he's going to be attacking 6 guns. Obviously going to proc 1. We already see our blues there. Now we see our whites, and now he has 1 more orange. Boom. So he's also going to be able to proc the ability. So that is going to allow him to do 1 more direct damage, and then he's going to be getting in for 6, 7, 8, 9. You know, I'm really surprised he didn't flip more oranges there. But it is still 9 getting in here, so he's also going to be taking some damage from the defense, not flipping that many. So it looks like he's at 26 damage, which does leave 13 remaining. 6 guns going to be attacking here. 6 guns getting in for 4 currently. So definitely going to be blocking all of this. So it looks like Wes did swap out a Vaporize there to pick up an Enigma, which does allow him to deal 1 damage to each character. So it is just a little bit extra damage. I don't know if I'd have gotten rid of the Vaporize, though. Pretty interesting to see if he has something else to be able to take off that Kinetic, just because that Kinetic can come out to being a lot of damage. So I think either he has an extra. I can't quite see what he's got. Looks like got Bigger They Are. They're both 25 stars, by the way, so there is no additional Pierce 4 that he's going to be getting. Now, he can get +2. And so he's going to be going for that. I'm going to imagine here he's going to play this +2. I don't see why he wouldn't, because he knows he has to really finish that combat with Metroplex. +2 can just be really relevant. He also might be contemplating a swing in a 6-gun. Oh, looks like he is contemplating a swing in a 6-gun. Very interesting call there. He's going to be able to take the 6-gun down, though. Again, Pierce 6, more than enough. And then now Superion does have built-in tough 4 because he has built-in tough 2, and then he does get tough 2 off sparring gear. So he has a lot of tough going on over there. All right. So this does allow Eric, again, though, to be able to get some pretty big swings. He's got a lot of stuff going on over there. Do see that Eric does have a bashing shield. This is going to be able to take off that sparring gear. Losing Bold 2 here is going to be pretty relevant. That rollout, again, man, he had 2 of those. Does give him Bold 4. It's the one reason why I was saying I don't know if I'd have gotten rid of that Vaporize. That card can be pretty insane, especially since he starts to get lower on his deck. You're going to start seeing a lot of those orange battle icons popping up, and then 2 off of the whites. So that is going to be able to proc the ability there. No, maybe he missed the ability. I think I only see 1 white, but he's getting in for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage. So he's getting in for a monster swing here. And it looks like we're blocking 6, and that is going to be more than enough to get the job done. That does give Eric the win, does get him 2 games in a row. That is going to be him moving on to the finals, where he's going to be facing Kevin with his deck. Now, I don't want to do anything spoilers just with that. Obviously, I'll be showing you guys that gameplay as well. I do believe that one has audio, so you guys are going to be able to listen to that one. I'm going to try to edit a bunch of these at the same time so I can upload a bunch for you guys kind of all at the same time. I know this one is going to be going live, obviously, as you guys are watching it, right? Let's be honest. And then the one, next 2 are going to be probably coming at you guys on Sunday. I hope you guys did enjoy this gameplay. Obviously, if you guys did, a like would be greatly appreciated. Make sure, if you guys aren't subscribed, you guys consider subscribing so you guys can get access to all of our content as soon as it becomes available. And I will catch you guys in the next one.